Hello students, good morning. Welcome to online learning, standard 12, subject chemistry. Dear students, 12th standard chemistry, we are discussing unit number 3, which is P block elements 2. And in this unit, so far we have completed up to group number 16. By using the previous video, we have seen about the preparation, properties and uses of oxygen and ozone. And in this video, the concept which we are going to discuss is allotropic forms of sulfur. And dear students, this is the last concept we have in this group 16 elements. Still in this lesson, we have to discuss about group 17 as well as group 18 elements. Is it clear? Okay. Okay students, allotropic forms of sulfur. Okay dear students, we all know what are called as allotropes. Can you remember what are called as allotropes? A same substance or a same element can exist in more than one physical modification. The physical state will be the same, but its appearance will be the different. Such kind of compounds are called as allotropes, and this property of an element is called as allotropism. For example, carbon. Carbon exists in various forms like diamond, graphite, carbon nanotube, fullerene and so on. Likewise, now we are going to see about the allotropic forms of sulfur. Dear students, generally sulfur can exist in two different types of allotropic forms, and those are given here. One is crystalline solids or crystalline sulfur, and the one more is amorphous sulfur. About the crystalline and amorphous, you know, crystalline in the sense their appearance will be looking like a crystal, whereas amorphous in the sense they will be looking like a finely grinded powder. Okay, so these are the two forms of the allotropes of sulfur. What are they? Crystalline sulfur and the one more is amorphous sulfur. Okay, now let us see what are coming under the category crystalline sulfur and what are coming under the category amorphous sulfur. First, under crystalline sulfur, there are two sulfur forms are given. Those are rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur. So these two forms come under the category crystalline sulfur, which means their appearance will be looking like a crystal. Okay, so the crystalline allotropic form of sulfur constitutes two different forms. Those are rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur, and this rhombic sulfur can also be called as alpha form. This rhombic sulfur can also be called as alpha form, whereas this monoclinic sulfur can also be called as beta sulfur. Okay, then under the heading amorphous sulfur, we have three different types of sulfuric forms. Those are plastic sulfur, and this plastic sulfur can be represented as gamma sulfur. Okay, so under amorphous sulfur we have three different types. Those are plastic sulfur or gamma sulfur, then milk of sulfur and colloidal sulfur. So these are the various allotropic forms of sulfur. Simply we can say rhombic sulfur, monoclinic sulfur, plastic sulfur, milk of sulfur and colloidal sulfur. Okay, now let us see in a detailed way about each allotropic form of sulfur. First we can deal with rhombic sulfur. Okay, dear students, as we know already, it is a crystalline form. Look at the point number 1. It is also known as alpha sulfur, that I told you just now. Okay, this rhombic sulfur can also be called as alpha sulfur. Then come to point number 2. What is given? This is the most stable allotropic form. Okay, stable means they cannot be easily attracted by heat, light or some other properties, some other chemicals. Okay, so this rhombic sulfur is the most stable allotropic form at ordinary temperature and pressure. It can be asked in one word. The most stable allotropic form of sulfur is dash. What it is? It is rhombic sulfur. Okay, and the third point is dealing about the color. Okay, it has a characteristic yellow color. What about the color of this rhombic sulfur? It has a characteristic yellow color, and it is composed of S8 molecules. The polymeric units of sulfur are joined together and it is denoted by S8, and it is composed of S8 molecules. Okay, and when this rhombic sulfur is heated above 96 degrees Celsius, when it is heated at above 96 degrees Celsius, it is slowly being converted into monoclinic form. So how will we convert rhombic sulfur into monoclinic sulfur? When rhombic sulfur is heated above 96 degrees Celsius, it can be converted into monoclinic sulfur, but it is not a single-headed reaction. Okay, when the temperature is lowered, automatically the monoclinic sulfur will be converted back to its original form, which is rhombic sulfur. Okay, so with this the information about rhombic sulfur is over. What are the things we have seen? This rhombic sulfur can also be called as alpha sulfur, and it is a stable allotropic form at ordinary temperature and pressure. It has a characteristic yellow color. It is composed of S8 molecules, and when heated above 96 degrees Celsius, this alpha form can be converted into beta form, or we can say rhombic sulfur can be converted into monoclinic sulfur. So with this rhombic sulfur is over. Then we have to discuss about monoclinic sulfur. Here the points are given only less in number. Look at the point number 1. This, as I told you already, this monoclinic sulfur can also be written as beta sulfur. Rhombic sulfur is alpha sulfur, whereas monoclinic sulfur is beta sulfur. Okay, so this molecule is composed of, this monoclinic sulfur molecule is composed of S8 molecules along with a small quantity of S6. Okay, so it is a mixture of S8 and S6 molecules combined together in the monoclinic sulfuric form. Okay, and its appearance is given. It exists as a long needle-like prism. Okay, what is its appearance? Long needle-like prisms, and this is also called as prismatic sulfur. This monoclinic sulfur can also be called as prismatic sulfur. Why? Because it has a structures like long needles. Okay, and this compound, this monoclinic sulfur, is stable between 96 degrees Celsius and 119 degree Celsius. So above 119 degrees Celsius and below 96 degrees Celsius, we cannot get monoclinic sulfur, because this monoclinic sulfur is stable only between 96 degrees Celsius and 119 degree Celsius. Okay, so with this monoclinic sulfur is over. Here what are the things we have seen? It is composed of S8 and S6 molecules. It is also called as prismatic sulfur because of its appearance, which is long needle-like prisms. Then the temperature range, which is the stable temperature range, is 96 degrees Celsius to 119 degrees Celsius. Okay, so monoclinic sulfur is over. Then plastic sulfur, which is gamma sulfur. First we are going to see how this gamma sulfur is obtained. Look at the point number 1. It is given clearly. It is obtained by pouring molten sulfur into cold water. When sulfur is melted and it is poured into a cold water, what do we get? We get plastic sulfur, and this plastic sulfur's appearance is yellow color. It is like a rubbery ribbon. So it is given when molten sulfur is poured into cold water, a yellow rubbery ribbon of plastic sulfur is produced. So this is the method of producing gamma sulfur from ordinary sulfur. Okay, and its nature is given. It's very soft, as I told you, rubbery. So it's very soft. It can be stretched easily. Okay, and when it is allowed to stand for some time, on standing it slowly becomes hard. Its soft nature is lost and it is converted into a hard substance, and automatically when the temperature is lowered, it is converting itself into the stable form of sulfur, which is rhombic sulfur. Okay, students, so these are the three different, the most common allotropes of sulfur we have discussed. What are they? Alpha sulfur, beta sulfur and gamma sulfur. But in addition to all these forms, there are certain other forms also exist for sulfur. Those are liquid sulfur and gaseous sulfur. Okay, when the temperature is around 140 degrees Celsius, when sulfur is taken at around 140 degrees Celsius, the monoclinic sulfur melts to form a mobile pale yellow liquid, which is called as lambda sulfur. Okay, so at 140 degrees Celsius we are getting liquid sulfur, which can also be called as lambda sulfur. and in the vapor form it contains S8, S7, S6 and a small amount of S2, S3, S4 and S5 molecules. Okay students, with this the allotropic forms of sulfur over. So we have discussed the various allotropic forms. Those are rhombic sulfur, monoclinic sulfur and plastic sulfur. Okay students, with this the video ends. You can go through the video and have a clear understanding. Thank you.